Mrs. Bennet was excited about Ada's proposal, but she was not sure Raphael would approve it. This might be exactly what Raphael needs to recover fully. Ada shrugged, a mischievous smile playing on her lips. "He'll agree if he wants me gone," Ada said. She then went to Raphael as he sat in the study and told him about the proposal with events and activities outside his usual schedule. She said, "I noticed you do not go out a lot. I think you need to get away from home and see other people besides your parents." Ada then added that if he agrees to go out to the places she recommended at the end of the 6th month, she will leave the job so that he can live his life in peace. However, she gave one condition: before the 6 months she was in control of all activities and events, and he had to listen to her. Raphael also made one condition, that on the last day of the 6th month he will also make one request. Whatever the request was, Ada was just happy that by the end of 6 months she would have gathered enough money to take her through the first 2 years of university. She also agreed to Raphael's condition, since it looked like both of them were benefiting from the collaboration. Eager to get rid of Ada, Raphael, who had initially rejected the proposal, agreed to the proposal. He stared at her, frowning. "Fine," he muttered, "if that's what it takes to get you to leave." "Perfect," Ada said. "Then it's settled. Tomorrow we'll start with a simple walk in the park and picnic." She gave him a cheeky wink. "Better rest up, Mr. Raphael." That night, Ada lay awake, both excited and anxious. She had a chance to make a real difference, and though Raphael puts up a tough front, she sensed something vulnerable beneath his defenses. He appeared tough and rude, but she believed he was soft and kind. Tomorrow, she hoped, might just be the beginning of something new. The next morning, Ada burst into Raphael's bedroom and said, "Good morning, Mr. Raphael. What a beautiful day it is." Raphael, embarrassed and angry that he was not fully covered, shouted, "Didn't my mother tell you to knock before you enter?" Ada apologized and calmed Raphael down, and she helped Raphael freshen up for their outing. As she shaved his beard, she noticed the strong angles of his face, the way his dark eyes glinted under the morning light. She couldn't help but admire his pointed nose, chiseled jawline, and beautiful smooth skin. In that moment, she saw more than just the grumpy man who'd made her job a challenge. She saw a man who'd endured tremendous loss of love. Raphael noticed Ada seemed to be in a dreamland. He asked, "Is everything okay, Miss Ada?" Lost in thought, Ada murmured, "You're a very handsome man, Mr. Raphael." Raphael was startled. Ada's comment was unexpected. He didn't know what to say. He hadn't heard a compliment in years, and the words hit him harder than he expected. For a split second, he felt something flutter in his chest, a feeling he thought he'd buried long ago. His heart was racing. He wondered why Ada, a simple girl from the village, had such an impact on him. "Get a grip, Raphael," he told himself. He reminded himself how his lover and friends had left him after the accident and how hard it was to survive the heartbreak. He can't afford to trust any girl, no matter how innocent they appear. Quickly recovering, "I'm sure you say that to all the patients," Raphael said sarcastically, though his heart beat a little faster. He hadn't smiled in 2 years, and yet, for the first time since the accident, his lips twitched into something resembling a grin. His mother, watching from a distance, felt a pang of hope as she saw her son smile, if only for a moment. That afternoon, Ada and Raphael ventured out to the park for the first time. The air was crisp, and the scent of fresh grass and blooming flowers filled the air. Ada pushed his wheelchair along a winding path, and for a while they simply walked in silence, taking in the natural beauty around them. They stopped by a quiet pond, spreading out a mat for a picnic. As they fed the ducks and watched the gentle ripple of water, Raphael began to talk about his rugby days, his voice animated as he described the thrill of the game, the camaraderie, and the unforgettable victories. I'd give anything to feel that again, he murmured, his voice trailing off as his gaze fixed on the horizon. Ada looked at him, her heart aching for the man he'd been and the man he was now. "You know," she said softly, "you're still that person, Mr. Raphael, that champion. The world may have changed, but you haven't changed at all. Sometimes life just changes the game. You just have to figure out how you can survive in this life." They sat together in silence, watching the sun set below the trees, casting a warm glow across the park. It was beautiful to watch. When they got home, the first thing Raphael said was, "I had a beautiful day today." He was looking forward to future events. Look out for part 5. Follow, like, share and repost.